E3 is officially less than a week away from getting underway. This is the most exciting time of the year for me and many a gamer. I cannot wait for the first press conference to begin. So as I get ready and pack for Los Angeles, I've been thinking about games and franchises I would love to see at E3, but feel like they'd be a fever dream rather than actually happening. And it's a pretty awesome list, but at the same time, it's really, really sad. So here we go. It's 7 franchises that I wish were at E3 2018. What's going on, everybody? It's Ghost Robo, and this list was frankly real easy to put together because there are a number of games that have been missing for a while, and I wish they would return. The first of those is Dead Space. Man, I loved Dead Space. When Dead Space 1 came out, I was right at that weird cusp where I did not like horror, but I kind of liked the intensity, and I did not like space and necromorphs, but I really liked the gameplay, and I feel like that franchise was fun all throughout. I know people took issue with Dead Space 3 and some of the systems there, and maybe this series was more pure at its origin point, but I love the heck out of Isaac Clarke's adventures through space with crazy cults, necromorphs, and really creepy, intense final cutscenes. The moon stuff, yeah, it gets real weird, but I would totally be down for a Dead Space 4, even if it was to continue the storyline or do something totally different. There were co-op plans that were dramatically more involved than what we saw in Dead Space 3. I don't know that I would want a co-op Dead Space. I'm totally cool with single player, but with the collapse of Visceral, I don't know that this ever happens. Maybe one day EA has the IP. It would be beautiful if they revived it, but it's probably not going to be this year. Number 2 is Bioshock. Now, Bioshock is one that is coming. We know that they are working on over there at Take-Two and 2K a new Bioshock game. It's just a ways out. I wish it was this year, but it sure as heck doesn't seem like it. In fact, Borderlands 3 is not going to be at E3, so, I mean, Take-Two is all in on Red Dead. We know that. It's not going to be at E3 as far as I'm aware, but I would love it if Bioshock somehow made a stealth appearance, even a tease. That is my favorite franchise of all time. I constantly posit, where are they going to go? Under the sea, into the sky, and into the ground? Up in the space? What do they do? Maybe they can sort of flip things on its head and do things more secret society, hidden in plain sight. I don't know, but the idea of like a crazy city with a crazy leader is kind of where it all goes down for Bioshock, so I feel like they have to maintain that, otherwise face mutiny from the fan base. I would love it if this reappeared. The games are glorious. It's not time yet, but I wish it was. Okay, number 3 is one that would love to see come back, but probably won't, and that's anything from EA Sports Big. I love me some NBA Street. I didn't really like how they took things in its latter iterations, but the original Street and Volume 2 were fantastic games. Even NFL Street is a whole lot of fun. Heck, just reintroduce these as downloadable titles. EA loves to do sort of the indie thing, the smaller game thing. I don't really want Unravel 2. I just want NBA Street 2018 or NFL Street 2018. Those games were glorious. I'll even take SSX. I don't think any of these are in the cards, but I would love them. And I think they are such a fun and unique way to introduce sports to a greater gaming audience. Look at how well the Mario Tennis Aces demo did this past weekend. Everybody seemed to love it, and even if you don't know tennis, don't understand tennis, the fact that the gameplay and the presentation are so fun and vibrant and awesome and competitive, it makes it enjoyable for all gamers. And that is what NBA Street and NFL Street could do for their respective sports. EA, that would be great. It would be great moves for just mind share, fan service, bringing back the love. I know you're hammering home the point of like no loot boxes, no microtransactions, I'd rather have NBA Street. All right. Number 4 is the Batman Arkham franchise. Some people are glad that this is gone, but I really miss it. I was thinking about how much I love Arkham Knight, even the Batmobile stuff. I think that game is pretty underrated. It was such a fun open world. I love how they merge intense indoor spaces, linear storytelling with the open world and with all the Batman mechanics. Flying through the city is so much fun. I still contend that it's the best way to travel an open world city, and I really enjoyed the entire series. So bring it back, or at least bring us something new, Rocksteady. This is one that actually may appear at E3. Not Batman, but Rocksteady's next superhero project. I've seen a pretty cool rumor about a Superman game. I'm not as in on Superman as I am on Batman, but I'll take anything from Rocksteady. They have been away for a while now. I love their work. I love what they do. It's always quality. It's always cool. And a very big new step for them, a new IP, that would be super cool. But even if they, or a secondary studio for Warner Brothers, were to tackle Batman Arkham again, I'd take it. I love those games. I miss them. I'd play it immediately. Number 5 is Sunset Overdrive. Yep, I know. They're working on Spider-Man, but this was such a cool game. In fact, it's probably the most interesting original Xbox One IP that Microsoft has had. In terms of exclusives, in terms of a brand new idea, that game was bonkers, and that game was fantastic. I've heard some rumors that there may be a PC port in the works, so I guess technically this could appear at E3 2018, but a sequel is not happening. Spider-Man still isn't out. All of their focus at Insomniac is going to be there. Rightfully so. That game looks really cool. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. But Sunset Overdrive is so glorious. And this just sort of speaks to the entirety of Microsoft's E3. They need something this innovative. They need something this fun. When you got Sony over there kicking out Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, like, what is Microsoft bringing that is interesting? I've heard rumors of a triple jam of Gears of War, 3 different games, a tease at Halo, Forza, but those series are so overplayed, or if not overplayed, at least they're so known. They're just quantities that we fully understand in every way, and I don't think you can drum up as much excitement or as much intrigue as you can when you have something either brand new or a bold new take, and maybe that's what they're trying to do with Gears, and who knows, perhaps it will be absolutely awesome, but I wish Microsoft would bring in something brand new. You know, Sunset Overdrive, one of my favorite games of the year when it came out. I know they tried to be bold and bombastic with Scalebound, it didn't work, but hey, it's okay, go back to the drawing board, try something again. I just really want something cool and exclusive for Xbox at E3. Number 6 is a Star Wars single-player project. This is another one that's canceled, and it's just so confusing to me because the idea of merging sort of an Uncharted-style narrative and gameplay foundation with Star Wars seemed awesome. Battlefront, not even going to talk about that. I think the games are cool. The way that they were handled, maybe not cool. Definitely not cool for a large portion of the audience. A whole lot of kerfluffle there. They have done their best to sort of reorganize, but again, I want a true single-player affair, something that is a third-person, over-the-shoulder type Star Wars game. That would be really, really awesome, and that project was canceled, the studio done. EA still has the license, obviously. We know that Respawn has a Star Wars project in the works, but I feel it'll be much more multiplayer-driven as opposed to single-player-driven, although Titanfall 2's campaign was really freaking sweet, so maybe they can conjure some similar magic and mind trick their way into another awesome campaign. I don't think we'll see that from Respawn yet. Anthem is going to be the focus for EA, but I'd love it. It's interesting that 3 of these are EA joints. You got Star Wars, EA Sports Big, and the NBA Street, NFL Street licenses, and then Dead Space. Come on, guys. Come on. We don't need any more racing games. We just need some of these awesome titles. The last and final one that'll probably never see the light of day at this E3 or any other is Viva Pinata. I think those games are so cool, they're so clever, they're so fun. It would be so perfect on the Switch. Those two worlds do not intersect right now in any way, but if they could, goodness gracious, I would play the heck out of that. I think it'd be so fantastic. I saw a weird rumor that Microsoft may have representation in Super Smash Bros. If they're gonna do a deal and get Rare, come on. Bring Viva Pinata. Bring it over to the Switch. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. I'd love that. They were really, really great. And I don't know that they fit in 2018, 2019. Maybe it's a thing of the past. Maybe it's a style of the past. Maybe if they did bring out a new one, it would only excite such a small percentage of the gaming audience that it wouldn't be worth it. But I love creativity. I like unique ideas. And I think this would be one that it may not be as much of a roar as something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it would still get a whole lot of hoopla from those hardcore. So those are my 7 franchises. I wish we're at E3, but probably won't be. Dead Space, Bioshock, EA Sports Big, Batman Arkham, Sunset Overdrive, Star Wars Single Player, and Viva Pinata. The one that's most likely to appear is probably something from Rocksteady. It feels like it's been a while. Let me know how you feel about these 7 franchises, and if there's any others that you wish were at E3 that maybe I have forgotten. I know there's a lot of one-off games. I guess Sunset Overdrive is kind of in that category, but I was trying to go for more franchisey stuff. But let me know your take in the comments down below. Which of these would you like most to be at E3? Which is most likely to be at E3? And are there any others that you can think of? I will be at the show all week. I'll have lots of coverage, so make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. There's links in the description always. I'll be posting all week. I'm leaving on Saturday. I've got tons of stuff lined up. It's gonna be awesome, and I cannot wait to experience it with you. So, in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day, everybody. I love you. Drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later.